This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 1671 Vineyard Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90019. Today is February 21st, 2022. We're performing a video waste and sewer line inspection through a 2-inch ABS waste line cleanout located in the crawl space just at the rear of the house. And this is our 2-inch ABS waste line cleanout. This goes towards our side yard here at the rear of the house. This goes towards our AC condenser here, which is just next to the crawl space. To the AC condenser. AC condenser, and we're just going to go ahead and zero out in our crawl space here. So again, we're going to go ahead and zero out our camera monitor here, and we're going to go ahead and attempt to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. So it does appear to be black ABS waste line. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. We do have a little bit of water running, and you can see the black ABS waste line does transition into what appears to be cast iron waste line at approximately 6 feet on the camera monitor. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. Cast iron waste line does appear to have some buildup, some scaling. But again, we're just going to utilize the water just to help us push out. And it does appear that we're transitioning back into black ABS sewer pipe. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. We'll pull back just a little bit. A little more. You can see that we do have a fairly large offset in that transition from black ABS to what appears to be vitreous clay. We're going to pause here for a moment and grab our locator and locate this area. You can see there from about the 11 o'clock area going down to about the 2 o'clock area, you can see a face of the pipe there. So again, we're just going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. No. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is on the left-hand side of the house, and we marked it just up against the house on the left-hand side along the driveway that goes to the garage, and we marked it with a red crayon at 0 feet 6 inches. And again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. We make a little bit of a turn, and as we push out, we do transition into vitreous clay, and as you can see in the vitreous clay sewer line, we do have a little bit of offset there in that transition from black ABS waste line to vitreous clay sewer pipe, and you can see the offset from about the 11 o'clock going around to about the 2 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. It does appear that we're holding a little bit of water in this area, but again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And you can see there's quite a bit of debris and buildup. And as we pull back here, it does appear that we do have some root intrusions and another large offset in that area there from about the 11 o'clock going down to about the 6 o'clock area. What we'll do is we'll mark these areas on the way back. We're just going to attempt to try to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. So we're just going to pause our mic here and push all the way out. And then from there we can pull back and take a really good look. Okay, we did turn on a little bit of water just to help us push out. Again, we're just going to pause our mic here. Okay, we're going to pause here for a moment and shut our water down. As you can see, we pushed all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. So you can see the water rushing past us here. What we're going to do is just to help clean our camera lens, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pull back a little bit from here. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area. We are out in the middle of the street. Very difficult to get an exact location. We're bouncing all over the place. It's showing a reading at approximately 16 feet. And it does appear that we are in a chimney. You can see a little bit of water dripping here. Let me shut the locator down. You can see a little bit of water dripping on our camera lens. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back just a little bit. And continue to pull back. And again, we're just dangling. So again, we're going to continue to pull back. Very difficult to tell. And it does appear that this is our city sewer tie-in here. So again, we're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. So we did push out, we did push all the way out. We were all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. So you can see here, this is our saddle area here. Oh, drops down into our city sewer. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, well, we went ahead and located this area, and it's just in the middle of the street at approximately 13 feet deep. And again, this does appear to be our city sewer tie-in, so we're going to pull back just a little bit. Oh, too much. You can see we do have quite a bit of debris and buildup in this area here. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Pull back slowly. And again, very difficult to tell this fitting here. We did mark two areas out in the middle of the street. They're both within a couple feet of each other, and it does appear that we had a little bit of either a chimney dropping down into our city sewer tie-in in that area. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. As you can see, we do got a fairly large root intrusion in those joints. Very difficult to tell the overall condition of those joints. And again, we continue to pull back slowly. And in this joint here, it does appear that it has a crack in the joint from about the 9 o'clock going around to about the 1 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. And again, more root intrusion in this joint. So again, we're going to continue to pull back. The vitreous clay sewer line did appear to have quite a bit of root intrusions throughout the joints. We got another root intrusion in this joint here. So again, we just continue to pull back. A little bit of an offset in that joint as well. Continue to pull back. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, more root intrusion in this joint as well. So again, and a little bit of offset in that joint there as well from about the 9 o'clock going around to about the 3 o'clock. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we got more root intrusion in that joint as well. So again, we're going to continue to pull back. And very difficult to tell. That possibly a crack in the vitreous clay sewer line pipe and fittings. It does appear to be a crack for the full diameter of the pipe. So again, we're just gonna pull back a little bit. Okay, again, we're just gonna push back out. We can get back out there. Here we go. Get just to this area here. And it does appear to be a crack in this joint. It's approximately 2 feet from the joint there. So we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it's just to the left of the front gate in the street, and we did mark it next to the curb in the asphalt in the street at 5 foot 11 inches deep. And again, it does appear to be a full diameter crack here in the vitreous clay. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as we pull back, we got more root intrusion in this joint here. So the vitreous clay sewer line pipe and fitting would need to be hydrojetted, and in order to hydrojet a mainline sewer cleanout would need to be installed in order to hydrojet. So again, we're going to push back out just a little bit. Again, more root intrusion coming into that joint. Very difficult to tell the overall condition of that joint. It does appear to have a gap and possibly cracked. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we got more root intrusion in that area there, and that does appear to be another offset there. A little bit of root intrusion coming in around the 5 o'clock area, and again another offset in that joint. So again, we're going to continue to pull back, and as we pull back, we got more root intrusion coming in that joint. Again, we just continue to pull back. A little bit of debris in that area. And it does appear we have a large offset in that area there from about the 12 o'clock going down to about the 6 o'clock area. Fairly large shift in that joint there. So again, we continue to pull back. And as you can see, we do got more debris buildup. What we're going to do is we're just going to push back in a little bit. We're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area. This does appear to be possibly our 4 to 6 transition here. So we're going to pause for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at 2 foot 7 inches deep. And this is on the right-hand side of the property, just up against the gate for the house next door. So again, we're making a little bit of a turn here. And we're going to continue to pull back. And it does appear that we're pulling back into what appears to be 4-inch vitreous clay. We can see more root intrusion in that area. We'll push in just a little bit. A little difficult to tell if that's a root, or it does appear to be a root intrusion coming into that joint there with an offset from about the 6 o'clock going all the way up to about the 1 o'clock area. It does appear possibly a little bit of the vitreous clay was broke in that joint. So again, we're going to continue to pull back. Again, another offset in that joint there from about the 5 o'clock going all the way up to about the 12 o'clock area. So again, we continue to pull back. And a little bit of neoprene band exposed in that joint there. Again, we just continue to pull back. And another offset in that joint as well. And again, it does appear to possibly have a crack right around the 11 o'clock area, going from about the 9 o'clock going all the way up to about the 11 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And that joint again appears to have a little bit of an offset from about the 6 o'clock area going all the way around to about the 1 o'clock area. We're going to pull back to approximately 50 feet, and we're going to locate that area. Possibly find a place at the front of the house where it would be a good place for a mainline sewer clean out in order to get this line hydrojetted and re-inspected. That way we can take a really good look at the joints. A little bit of debris and buildup in the joints, so very difficult to determine the overall condition. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. Again, a little bit of offset in that joint there. Continue to pull back. And again, very difficult to tell there, but it does appear that it does have another offset in that joint there from about the 6 o'clock going up to about the 3 o'clock area. So again, we're going to continue to pull back. What we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, but again, we're just out towards the front of the property next to the steps, and the vitreous clay sewer line is heading towards the driveway area. And again, another offset in that joint there from about the 12 going all the way down to the 6 o'clock area. And again, very difficult to tell. It looks like a crack, but again, very difficult to tell. We would need to have the line hydrojetted in order to determine the overall condition of the vitreous clay sewer line. We do know that we have some root intrusions. We do have a few offsets throughout the vitreous clay sewer line, and possibly a few cracks. And again, but quite a bit of debris, a lot of buildup. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. And we'll just pull back slowly. Another joint there, a little bit offset in that joint as well. Again, but we're just going to continue to pull back. But you can see the amount of buildup and debris that's in the vitreous clay sewer line. More root intrusions coming in that joint there. So again, we just continue to pull back. What we'll do is we'll pull back to approximately 35 feet on our camera monitor, and what we'll do is we'll locate that area just to see which direction we're headed. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. And again, as I mentioned, good amount of debris and buildup in the vitreous clay sewer line pipe and fittings, root intrusions in the joints, offsets. And again, we're going to pause here for a moment. This joint here, it does appear that we do have a break in this joint. You can see the face of the joint of the pipe, and then you can see that there's a large crack behind that from about the 9 o'clock going all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. So we're going to just push in and we're going to mark this area right here. We're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we did mark this area at 2 foot 4 inches deep. And again, this is on the left-hand corner of the house, on the brick pavers. That area there might be possibly a good area to put the mainline sewer clean out and possibly put a two-way just to get the line hydrojetted and re-inspected. The concrete, opposed to saw cutting the concrete driveway. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we make a little bit of a turn. And again, we got more root intrusion in this joint here. Again, very difficult to tell the overall condition. It does appear to have a crack there, as you can see right around the... Pull back a little bit. Right around the 3 o'clock area, going down to about the 6 o'clock area. And as we continue to pull back slowly, you can see that you do got a root intrusion growing up in that area. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And a fairly large crack in that joint there. And as we pull back, you can see more debris, more buildup. And again, another offset in that joint there. And again, another crack in that joint there. You can see from about the 5 o'clock area going all the way around to about the 6 o'clock area. So that cracks the full diameter of the pipe. You see there. And so again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And this is on our concrete driveway. So again, we'll continue to pull back. And again, does appear to be a break in this area here. So again, we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, again, we're going to, as I mentioned, we did transition to cast iron waistline, and we did pull in on the left-hand side of the house along the driveway. We transitioned from vitreous clay and black ABS sewer pipe to cast iron waistline, and as we pulled in, you can see that we do have an opening there right around the 12 o'clock. There's a large hole in the cast iron waistline there at the top. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back. That's right at the edge of the footing. So again, we're just going to continue to pull back. And again, the cast iron waistline does appear to have some buildup and scaling debris throughout. We're just going to pull back, transitioning back into black ABS waistline. And again, we're just going to continue to pull back. We'll make a little bit of a turn. And we're going to pull up and out of our 2-inch black ABS waistline cleanout. And that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection.